So, hey everyone, what's up? Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, anything that you want to share regarding the uh, state of your career journey. Maybe some questions about interviews, upcoming interviews. What do you think about my recent mock interview video? So, anything, yeah, I'm just waiting. Feel free to shoot out. It's already 1:10 a.m., so pretty late. I hope this gets like traction soon, and yeah, I'll plan to do this live stream for probably close to, I would say, an hour or so, but we'll see how it goes. Hey, Elevate, good evening or good morning. It's evening where I am, but yeah, it's probably morning at you. By the way, Elevate, do you also like gaming? Because there is a pretty popular Call of Duty mobile team, Elevate, like in Garena region. So if you haven't checked it out, yeah, check them out. They are pretty good. Anyways, any questions, concerns? Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Kohli. Die-hard fan of Mr. Kohli. I'm also one of them. Utmost respect to him, man. Such a fabulous batsman. Didn't do well in Australian series, but overall pretty good. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions about your career, feel free to go ahead. I would be pretty interested to learn what you have to say. Shivam is asking that what is the best way to balance office work with DSA, system design prep for FANG, and also being in touch with ML and new concepts. Okay, so ML and new concepts, understanding them, I would say wouldn't take more than like a few hours. So you can spend like 3-4 hours and at least be up to date on most of them if you are not dedicatedly applying for ML jobs. So that's something you can do, and anyways, it's a good thing to learn on your own. Now the other thing is how to balance off work with DSA and system design prep. So let's start breaking down. First of all, if you are already currently working, what level of interview are you preparing for? So are you preparing for like senior developer? So like that would be E5 at Meta, or I think L4 at Google, L4 or L5. So if you are preparing for a senior level engineering job at FANG companies, typically your preparation needs to have mixture of both system design and DSA. Now, system design is a broader topic, so understanding system design would come based on your overall experience. So I would say that whatever you do at your work, you can also incorporate that experience in learning about system design. And yeah, of course, it takes some time, some dedicated preparation for system design, but that can be done. I think DSA is more challenging part, because many times in actual job we don't get so much indulge into DSA stuff. And now especially like AI has been pretty good, but the thing is, with the boom of AI, companies are pretty quickly realizing that people can cheat in these interviews, or they can do like 10 sorts of things or find answers very quickly. So because now there are more resources available for you to prepare, the bar of hiring is also becoming more and more difficult. Like if you see lead code questions they used to ask like 10 years ago versus now, it's substantially different, and it's not something that you would do daily. So what I can suggest is like if let's say that you have 4 hours available to you, assuming that you don't have any kids. So in that case, out of those 4 hours, if I were you, I would probably do like 2.5 to 3 hours of DSA, and maybe put 1 hour for system design, at least for the first few weeks. Once you get started with like being comfortable with DSA, and now you want to you are coming closer to your interview, then I would say start ramping up your system design as well. Now typically the thing is, for any FANG job that you're applying for, there is a very high likelihood that you would be asked at least 2 to 3 technical interviews, and maybe like one in some cases 2 system design problem interviews. So that's why DSA would triumph instead of system design. But let's say if you are applying for an interview that is for like a principal architect or a very senior software level engineer, if you have that kind of experience, I would only suggest maybe just that you might have just one technical interview and maybe like 2-3 system design sessions with like very smart people. So yeah, it depends on your level of education. But yeah, overall I would suggest that this should be the balance, like 70% on DSA, 30% on system design, and as you ramp up and keep coming closer towards your interview, like start gaining more and understanding that how does different systems work. So yeah. Okay, sir, I'm a first year student. I now do web development and DSA. What to do next? Have a good resume. Have build a good profile on LinkedIn. Make sure that you are searchable. Keep on applying at bunch of different places. Now, since you are a first year student, you still have 3 more years of education in front of you. So if you start with DSA right now, actually you would be in great shape because you would be done with DSA within like a year or year and a half. Then you would have 2 more years just to work on your projects and only keeping up like doing revisions of DSA stuff. So I would say since you are already in your first year, you have great opportunity to target big companies. You can also, if you start doing DSA now and maybe you have 1 or 2 good projects at your hand, you can even target like good internships as well. So yeah, I would suggest that go ahead with both the approaches. That try to get rid of DSA as quickly as possible, so at least you are more comfortable doing lead code questions and it becomes helpful. So there are like NEET code 150 list, that is pretty good. You can also do blind 75 if you are, since you are a first year student and you don't have much idea. So overall start with there, get rid of it, and then start focusing on your projects. So you have done 30 plus lead code problems. So yeah, completing blind 75 would be my suggestion. And by the way, of course, I appreciate Shubham. Virat Kohli says, I want to crack 2 crore problem. Can you provide 2? Is it 2 crore problem? Oh, so you want to get a job that is like that pays 2 crore. I think that's what referring to. Now, I didn't get a 2 crore job, so I don't know how to give you that roadmap, but I just explained you, right, that this would be my approach. That at least get rid of DSA and start really focusing on interesting projects, and at the same time build community of on LinkedIn. Try to score that important internships, and once you have those internships in line, then it's just a matter of time before you actually start getting like really good company jobs. So eventually, maybe after finishing your engineering and after maybe like 2-3 years of experience, given the inflation might have reached up to that level, if you crack like some top level companies at that time, you would probably get like a 2 crore package. So I genuinely hope that you get it. So at least it would be good. Then you can share your insights with us. What is the optimal process of learning DSA? I wish there was an optimal process. It's different for each one of them. Some people understand by just doing bunch of problems and brute forcing their way. Some people are smart. They like try to understand the concepts and then really focus their preparation on that particular type of questions, and then start conquering different topics. Some people are pretty smart, just born with talent, and then they are able to quickly catch up, and just some people it takes longer. So understand what kind of person you are, like what is your learning approach, how quickly can you understand some different concepts and practice your way through. What I would suggest, and this is what helped me, is that I would just I picked up a list that I mentioned. So both like blind 75 and NEET code 150, also lead code 150, all 3 are pretty good list. Pick any list, go through the different topics that it currently has. If you are doing first topic array and hashing, try to see that what does array is, what is hashing is, get the general idea about all the different data structures. Okay, once you have that, start solving easy problems, and I'm pretty sure in the beginning you might not get idea. So don't worry about it. If you're not getting an idea about what the problem is asking and what you are trying to do, just leave it on the table and try to quickly see the solution and understand that why this solution works, and try to build up on that. So first, like for any problem, think what would be the brute force solution, because anyone can find a brute force solution, even if it's like your grandfather who has no idea what DSA is. Even if you ask him that, hey grandpa, I have these like random characters currently present and I want to sort them in these manner. If you have to do it with pen and paper, how would you do it? And that's your brute force approach, right? Or they might even be clever and do something special. So brute force approach is pretty simple. Anyone should be able to come up with that. And from the brute force, start understanding that what would be the improvement, and that improvement would basically help you out a lot in understanding that what, like basically gaining mastery over that topic. So that's what I would suggest as an optimal approach and optimal process. Okay, wrestling guys asking how to make connections on LinkedIn. I mean, how to talk to them. Like most of the time, you don't need to talk to them. First of all, try to connect with all the people you know. So that's number one. Second thing I would suggest, you know that there is typically the LinkedIn suggestion bar that typically tends to be very good. If you are continuously applying for a bunch of jobs, it will show you most of like recruiters and people who work on the companies where you are trying to apply. So that's one way to connect with different people. Second way is that you make a list of companies. So this is what I actually did in the past. Like I created a list of all the companies that I was pretty interested into. Amongst those companies, I started researching that who their recruiters are, and I started sending them the request. Once, like every morning, I would check that how many people have accepted my connect, and the ones who have accepted, I had created like a catered message. Now I don't know, it's pretty long back in the history, but I can probably find it for you. That what I used to write, it only had like a very short and sweet simple message that, hey, I'm interested in working for this company. This is the reason why. Like it could be that they have awesome culture, or I'm just really passionate about the technology, or the new product that they came up with sounded pretty interesting, whatever, right? And then I would just say, if you feel there are some openings that we can talk about, and I would also mention a couple of roles that maybe like software engineer or senior software engineer or solutions architect, whatever. And then I would say that if you have something like this, let's just work on it. And I would connect with 50 people and maybe one or two might reply. So, but that way at least I made 50 connections. And over the time, my LinkedIn connections grew. Also, whenever I did something good with my career, I would just try to post it on LinkedIn. So that way I would get some traction. And now I have like decent chunk of people connected with me over LinkedIn. A lot of recruiters frequently reach out to me asking that, hey, are you looking for a job? Are you in the job market, whatnot? So now if I have to find a job, it has become slightly easier for me. So yeah, that's that. Okay, fresher should learn system design. Fresher should at least have basic idea about system design. So what common concepts are, how would generally things would work, what common principles to adhere to, and just normal things like that. Nothing too complicated, but they might ask some questions here and there just to know that at least are you do you know about something, maybe something like CAP theorem, or a common scenario is fast, cheap, and good. So like fast, cheap, and efficient. Those three are awesome things to have. You can only pick any two. So which two are you going to pick depending on your problem? And that's it. That's the only solution. Like if I'm building something like a payment module, I want to make sure that it's good. So as in like it's reliant, and I would say it's fast, but I wouldn't try to find a solution that is like the cheapest one, because I am working with financial monetary system. So I want to make sure that things work as expected and it's good. Even if it's expensive, I'm willing to pay that price. Now if I'm building something that is only going to be internal, only to be used by, I would say, just few users, and even if it gets delayed by some much, it doesn't impact that much, or the impact is not that significant, I would prefer to have like something that is fast and cheap. And now you pick what makes things fast, what makes things cheap, what options do you have, and that's your common understanding of system design. So that's how you, as a fresher, that's how you can think of it, that from a broader, wider lens, even if you don't know, they are not going to uh, be judging you very badly, that AI is just a fresher, he might not know, might not understand all of these things because he never had to experience. So that's absolutely fine. But imagine if you did know those things, even as a fresher, what impact it's going to lead to. That if I'm interviewing someone and I ask some random question here or there about system design, and that person actually gives me like a logical answer, wow, it's definitely going to make a good impact. Okay, sir, please, sir, I have the aggression as Kohli and passion to learn new technology. Please give me roadmap, please. I think, man, you are still in your first year, right? You still have a long way to go. I would personally suggest, technology is not going anywhere, and even if you learn like C++ or you learn Java or you learn .NET, doesn't make that much difference, because underlying concepts is they are all OOP programs. So you would be able, if you can do one, you can do other. That's not a big deal. The important thing is what kind of projects are you actually doing. If you have created something like a clone of a Twitter and it's somewhat working as expected, that's an awesome project. Now, I won't be bothered about that. Why did you do it in Java and why did you do it in PHP? I would be more concerned about that. Hey, while designing this or while creating this project, what problems did you face? And I would be more keen towards knowing your thought process, or how did you approach it, or how did you like convince people to work with you on this. So that's a great thing, right? That shows a lot of impact. And that also answers my next question that Kay is asking, that what project makes a good impact, web development or application both. Like either one is fine as long as you can show something tangible. If I'm sitting in an interview and I just tell you that go to this website, it's a project that I have created and I have hosted it on my university server or my personal server, so it's not that much in capacity, but these are the functionalities it serves. That's an awesome thing. I'm going to check it right there within the interview, or you can even mention it in your resume. But if I tell you that, hey, I have built this project, it's really good, but it's just sitting there in my PC and I have no way to show it to you, then I would just ask you questions that what did you learn, or what libraries did you use, what were your considerations, but I won't be able to see it. So that's one thing, that if something is more tangible, something that you can actually see or the interviewer can see, is going to last much more impact. Now, be it an application or a website. So now the thing is, hosting a website is expensive. Many times you might not even have the resources to do it. So in that case, you see how you can do it with your application. Now, even in terms of applications, sometimes there might be some inherent cost involved. So try to be smart and see if you can push that cost around one way or the other. If you created an app that does something minute, but you also try to incorporate with Google Ads so that the app pays for itself, that's a great thing. So that takes your project up to like 10 times more level. Like any particular startup would be more than happy to hire you right there, right then. So both approaches are good. App development is better because it's like a much smoother experience and people can see it very quickly. Of course, web development people can also see it, but then you need to spend money on keeping the website up and running. You can also be smart, and let's say if your interview is coming up, you can just host the website and then try to delete it and try to use a student credit in Azure or AWS, something like that. So that way you can save some money. So it's up to you. The wrestling guy is asking that, can you review my resume? That's a good suggestion. Let me make a live stream in the future where I'm only going to review resumes, and maybe I can do it a regular series on my channel, where I would just suggest that beforehand, Either send me your resume over my email and hide all the important details like your personal name and phone number and email address, because I don't want to dox people and someone might call you through that. But I can review your resume in that regard. So that's option number one. Option number two, let's understand how we would do it in a live stream. I think in a live stream we can also have the resumes being mailed out to me and then I review them. So let's do that in the future. I'm not making any promises right now. And if I have to review resume right now, I don't have the scene ready on my software that I'm currently presenting. And also most of the people are here for like questions, and reviewing a resume is going to take longer period. So I will do it. I'll do it in the future, maybe somewhere around next week. I think that's a good suggestion. Let me do one thing. Let me paste out the email address that you can send out your resumes to. And those are the resumes I will review in maybe my next live stream. Okay. And make sure that before you send out the resume, just remove your personal important stuff. Maybe just keep your first name, so at least I know that who is the person I'm talking about. But overall, yeah, I just pasted my email address in the chat, so feel free to send out your resume. I'll do a live stream next week where I'll review all the resumes. Okay. How to prepare full stack web development? What level of at what level are you right now? Are you a fresher or are you a senior? If you are a fresher, I would say either go for a back end or a front end and learn the other stuff, because doing full stack as a fresher, it would be difficult to convey. Many times if you see the openings for a full stack developer position, they are typically more prone towards senior folks. And usually most of the people who are full stack, they typically go with like either they are backend engineers and they also had to work on the front end, or they learn that stuff on the job and then they apply for full stack positions. Because if I'm hiring a full stack developer, I'm not just going to pick someone straight out of college. But for a backend position or front end position, I might do that. So I would suggest that, yeah, you see what situation you are in and then make the decision. What do you think, sir? I'm interested in international job, IT. It would be easy to crack 2 crore. Yeah, I mean, first thing first, having a target of better compensation is good. Everyone wants more money. Nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, if you're only seeing it from the perspective of how much money I'm going to get, is not a good approach, especially if you are a fresher. I would suggest at least build your resume and projects in such a manner that you sound interesting rather than you sound someone who is only doing it for the money. Show that you are genuinely passionate about things you are currently building, or the projects that you have worked on. If your work is good, definitely you would be able to crack somewhere some company that pay over 2 crore, because 2 crore is usually like 300,000 US dollars. Now if you see US companies, they usually pay around like 400 500k very easily, even to the freshers. But they are really good companies and they demand their people to be very smart. So it's doable, but the prerequisite is that you first of all build yourself up to that level, and that only comes with understanding that you are good with DSA. That's a simple prerequisite. I'm not suggesting that DSA is the only person that you are able to judge a person on, but that's what companies do. So that's why you have to be good at it. Second thing is you need to show passion through your projects. And if your projects are something tangible that are present in your resume and you are showing them off on your LinkedIn, that's great. So do that. I'm currently looking to switch. I have offer of 18 lakhs per annum, 4 years of experience as Java Spring Boot microservice developer. I believe I can get up to 23 lakhs per annum by counter offers in next 2 months. But how to get into PBC? Let me check. I don't know what PBC means because I'm not familiar with the lingo. Is it like primary? I don't know. What does PBC means? Can you please check, or can you please let me know? Probation? Did you chat? Just mention what does PBC means. Anyways, I'll move on to the next question for now. Bro, your channel has videos on questions. Bro, your channel has videos on questions of lead code. Make videos on concepts. Man, I have videos, tons of videos on concepts as well. What are you talking about, bro? I have like bunch of full courses. So in those full courses, first I talk about any particular concepts and then make video on that. Also, when I solve lead code problems, I thoroughly go through concepts. Like you can ask a lot of other people, even in this chat, so they would be able to confirm. Oh, product based companies. Okay, sorry, I didn't get the lingo. Okay, I'm currently looking to switch. I have offer of 18 lakhs per annum, 4 years of experience, Java. You can get 23 lakhs per annum by counter offers in next 2 months. But how to get into product based companies? Again, same thing applies. Now the thing is, if you already have like 18 lakhs per annum, are you sure that if you put drop that offer, do you have interviews lined up in next 2 months that you would be able to get 23 lakhs per annum? So that's number one thing. Second thing, the company that you currently have offer from, are they willing to wait? Let's say if you tell them that I can accept you can stretch of course 1 or 2 weeks here and there by saying let me speak with my mentors and let me check with this person, or let me see, I'm still waiting for a result of this interview I had. But that I think there is going to be an expiration date associated with your 18 lakhs per annum job. So either you can be brave, and if you are extremely confident in yourself that yes, I'm able to crack and get the 23 lakhs per annum, that's great. Otherwise I don't know what to say. Like it's a huge monetary decision, and I don't want to be making it for you. If I were you, I would try to see if I were you, and if I had interviews lined up, I might put my current offer on hold. If I don't have interviews lined up, I will try to negotiate and try to get as better of a deal as possible. And and I'll typically try to be honest, saying that, hey, you are offering me 18 lakhs. That's great. I think I would be happy if I'm at like 20 or 21, because I want to make sure that I stay with your current company for a longer period of time. I feel that I might get the same offer at different companies, and I have like financial responsibilities of family or kids or whoever. And I want to make sure that I provide for them, so I don't have to look at other places just because they are offering 2-3 lakhs more in salary. So can we make the numbers work? It's win-win for company and for me, because I'll be staying here for longer without the resentment that I got lowballed or something. But just say it in different words. Just don't use the word lowballed. Just say that fairly compensated or a decent amount of salary. So it's a different thing that you can make. Tushar is saying that I was asked to design a database with Bayes theorem in Penny Mellon interview as fresher. Wow, they are really upping the level of interviews. Okay, so if they ask you, at least let's assume that you didn't had experience understanding that how you are going to be designing a database with Bayes theorem. At least did you learn it afterwards? I didn't expect they would have asked such questions, but I don't know. I could be wrong, because I haven't interviewed as a fresher in long time. So, and I have interviewed some freshers, but I never ask very tough system design problems. Maybe I will start doing it now. Okay, Satya Bharat Sahu is again. I feel I'm procrastinating a lot and lack of problem solving ability to solve medium and hard DSA problems. How to tackle this? Suggest a good way to learn DSA and improve. So Satya Bharat, Satya Bharat, I just explain how you can prepare to learn for DSA. It's just like consistent effort and understanding the concept, rather than just solving X number of problems. That hey, I solved 200 problems and still I can't solve this problem. Then it's not worth it. There are like 20 to 25 topics for DSA. If you understand the underlying concepts and see that what is the pattern where you are going to be solving that problem and realizing that problem, that is far more important than just solving X number of problems. So I would just suggest that you go and do that. Now, like, why are you procrastinating? If you know that if you learn these hard and medium problems and your compensation is going to increase by 20-30%, that is going to be direct correlation of your personal life and your family's life improving by this much, then why are you still procrastinating? Why don't you just go and spend some effort, like make some plan? I know discipline is hard. I personally struggle with being disciplined, but I try to do it by just constantly trying to motivate myself. Now I have more responsibilities. I have two kids, and I have a job that I need to do, and a mortgage that I have to pay off, and a family that I need to take care of. But at the same time, I know that I have a YouTube channel that I want to make sure that I put in efforts so it can also flourish on its own. And that's why I'm doing this live stream at 1:40 a.m. Of course I'm tired, I want to go to sleep, but this is part of me trying to at least be consistent, that I'm going to do at least one or two live streams every week and try to upload 1 to 2 videos every week. Now I try to find time for that. If you have time at hand and you know that this is going to improve your life, just have it as a motivation. And I know motivation fades away, so don't be like, I'm motivated and I'm going to be like King Kong and I'm just going to solve 50 questions today. It doesn't work. You just need a consistent effort of solving 1, 2, 3 questions. Pick a number, and try to at least make that effort, that I'm going to do that no matter what. Of course it's going to suck, it's boring, but it will improve your life. So I think, yeah, you should do it. Is this all like DBMS, computer network operating system, system design, web development, DSA, all should be for? Yeah, pretty much. That covers majority of it. Then there is also a component of behavioral interviews, and that's just like knowing that what kind of person you are. You can have all the technical skills, but if you are going to be like someone boring or someone, I would say, like arrogant or ignorant person to work with, they might not consider you for that as well. And that's where your communication skills, your soft skills comes into picture, and that you only develop by speaking with people or doing mock interviews. So I would suggest that add, okay, in this portion, add building good resume, building good network on LinkedIn, asking for referrals, applying for companies, and improving your communication skills as part of like keys to success in order to secure an internship. Because you cannot get jobs only based on technical prowess. That's a given fact. Any company that hires anyone, they also checks that how good this person would be to work with. So yeah, try to see if you can build that in your okay. Is there any video on your channel to learn system design for beginners? I did created some system design related videos, like common concepts and things like that. I think 1 or 2 years ago in the past, but they are not extremely well done. I keep telling that I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, but that I will do it after the 60-hour course that I'm working on, and that hasn't finished yet. So I'll do it. It's gonna take some time, but there are other YouTube channels out there, like Gaurav Sen is one, extremely good with system design. There is also a channel named System Design Interview. It only has like 7 or 8 videos, but they are all really good. Then there is also a channel by an Indian fellow. The channel name is Code Curly. That is also pretty good. Exponent is also a fabulous channel for system design. So these are the ones that I would recommend. Even if you're fresher, you should be able to get all the knowledge that you need. Okay, Ashish is asking that I have worked for 9 months as backend developer and I left that job for my studies, but I didn't got the experience letter. Can I put this? Of course, you can put that experience as in your resume. At least because you worked for 9 months, you must have pay stubs, right? So even if they ask for background check, in North America, I'm pretty sure if I just show them my pay stub, that would suffice as my um, experience letter, or some just a proof saying that I work for this company. So if you have pay slips or pay stubs, I think that should work. And if I were you, I'm always going to put that experience, because it's much better to leverage that experience in your resume, saying that you have worked for it, rather than just try to secure more jobs just as a random fresher. Prathamesh is saying, I'm a second year student learning full stack web development. Can I do DSA parallelly? Should I do it? Of course, you should do it, man. Why are you not doing it? You know, it's going to be asked in your interviews after 1 or 2 years when you are applying for internships or jobs. So start doing it as quickly as possible. When I was studying, I frankly had no idea that these are the kind of questions they ask, and these are the things actually needed in an interview. You have this knowledge, so of course go ahead and do it, man. Don't wait for anyone. Does internship experience help? Extremely. Many times the companies where you had internships would also offer you to hire you, and even if they don't, if you once you worked in a company, you know how things work and what pace project proceeds and what kind of challenges are there. So if you have an internship experience and then you are actually applying for a job, you can answer the questions in much better manner rather than a fresher, and you only gain that by working for someone or working under someone. So yeah, internship experience is going to be much more helpful than your 2 semesters at your university. I can guarantee you that any particular day. That doesn't mean don't do 2 semesters, like final 2 semesters. I'm just saying try to find room to do internships in between. Can you suggest resources? Yeah, I just explained some pretty good channels for system design. There is also a book by Alex Zhu, System Design Interview. So you can also do that. Tushar is saying Bank of New York company, ask, I nailed it and got the internship plus Oppo offer. Your DSA video helped a lot. Thank you. Happy to help, man. I hope you get more and more jobs and of course prosper in your career. This is why I do it, man. This is the exactly kind of the feeling I need. Seeing that someone was able to get a job because a video I created. So that's always pretty fulfilling. Now the thing is, a lot of people have asked me and reached out to me saying that why don't you create a course on Udemy or this or that. And also there is also one, I would say, worst company ever named CodeMonk. What they did is they took my YouTube videos and just dumped them on their website and then started charging people money for them. So don't use CodeMonk. But overall, like, those are the things that other people have also suggested, and CodeMonk just did it illegally, but I don't care. Like, let them do it. I'm just telling that I'm not affiliated with them. So don't buy their stuff. The thing is, I intentionally kept this channel for free because I genuinely want to see people actually get jobs, rather than I don't want to entice them by saying that, hey, let me give you 50 lakh per annum job or 30 lakh per annum job or whatever. First you give me like $10 or 100 rupees or 1000 rupees or whatever. I don't want to earn money that way. Because many people who are actually working in the poor background, who are working for tier 3, tier 4 colleges, they might not even have financial means to give me that $110 or 100 rupees or 1000 rupees. And I don't want those people to be left out. And a person who has money can spend on anywhere. So there are tons of, you would see like sometimes scammy courses available that let me clear your DS and let me help you get a job at Fang or whatnot. I want to help that person who does not have money and just have YouTube access. So that's why I do it for free. And this is the exact reason I do it. Someone telling me that because of you, I got a job. And that's the best feeling, man. Thanks, Tushar, for sharing this. Okay, Vishal is asking that 32 worked at Accenture for 2 years initially, but work wasn't great, was into family business thereafter. Now I want to restart my career in a good product based company. Is it possible to land a job? Of course, it's possible to land a job. And the only thing is, you need to, and by the way, you are doing the DSA, and will I stand a chance to get a job opportunity? Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I would say start learning DSA, start applying it bunch of places, and start doing more interviews. And be prepared that in most of the beginning interviews you are going to suck because you are just out of practice and you haven't worked for quite some time in your job. So be prepared for that, be mentally prepared for that, because every failure of interview would help you actually become better at interview skills. And also it will shed that, hey, this is also they can ask and this is also they can predict. If I were you, I would prepare a really good answer saying that, hey, I can see your resume, you have great experience working at Accenture, but it was only for 2 years, and then you have this 5 years or 8 years of gap. What were you doing around that time? And just be prepared to answer that hey, I had this family business that was doing really good, I wanted to try my luck, or I wanted to see if it's that if that is going to be good for me, or I had family responsibilities, so I had to take over it. Now that condition is sorted, or that business is running on its own, and I really enjoyed my time working in IT at Accenture. So even if the work that I was doing was no longer relevant, but I still want to, I love this industry, and I know that I can learn this quickly, and this is what I've done despite not having a job in IT for so long. And that's why I want to basically get this job that I'm currently applying for. So you at least have to need to phrase out this portion very quickly, because every single one is going to ask you this, and it is only going to be this one question. Once you clear it out, that's it. Then they are no longer be concerned with this, but they would definitely be concerned with this in the beginning of the interview. Vidru is saying, hi Bhaiya, how to get off campus offer? I am from IIT Patna. Man, you are from IIT. That's like, you should be answering this for all of us. I don't know, like getting off campus offers is like applying for a bunch of different companies outside. Reach out to your seniors. So because you are from IIT, you have this awesome privilege of being in that elite group of people that you know who are currently working at good companies. So reach out at your seniors asking that, what should I be doing to get a job in your company that you are currently working, or do you have some openings where I could be where I can apply? And start asking this question to bunch of people, all of your seniors. And also ask your seniors that what did you do after studying or in your last semester that help you land this job. So I have these resources through campus placement, so I can reach to these companies and maybe try my luck that way. But what if I don't get an offer like that and I want to go outside? How do I do that? So reach out to your seniors. That is going to be the best resource because you are in IIT. So yeah, and again, kudos to you, man. Cracking an IIT is not easy. Hi, can you suggest some techniques for revising DSA so that I don't forget it? Just like keep practicing, man. In terms of revising DSA, if you only try to do it based on problems, it would not work, because you might be able to solve some problems and might not be able to solve other ones. But if you try to do it at a conceptual level, that if I ask you that, hey, can you explain me what dynamic programming is, or how does breadth first search work, or how does recursion works, or under what scenarios are you going to be using it? Or if I tell you that, hey, currently I'm sitting in a movie theater seat and I don't know what is like the row of seat I'm currently sitting at from the first row. So how would I check that out in the most simplest manner? So if I ask you this question, that's not a DSA problem, but there is a DSA solution assigned to it. And if you know the concept of recursion, you can quickly say that, hey, just ask the person ahead of you that what is their seat. And if they don't have the answer, they ask the person following, and then they just return back the answer. That's a great way to understand that how does different DSA techniques work. So that would be my approach, that I would be more inclined towards understanding the concepts. F1 is F1 Addict is asking that your opinion on open source. How can I balance DSA and open source with along with job? It's tough to balance all of them. Open source is great, exceptional, looks really good on your resume. If you can do it, that's awesome. So I would suggest that if you have the opportunity to spend a weekend or maybe like 2-3 weekends contributing to an open source project, do it, because it's going to look really good on a resume and also really good on a LinkedIn. Just share it with everyone on the LinkedIn that, hey, I did this open source contribution, it got accepted, and then now these many people would be able to benefit from that. So that is good. Learning the DSA, it's a long game. It's not something that you can do over a weekend or over a month. It usually takes like 2-3 months of dedicated practice, and daily, even if you spend maybe like an hour solving 2-3 problems, that is also going to be great. So it would be easy to balance out both of them. Just when you find the opportunity where you want to contribute to the open source, try to see if you can quickly get it out of your way and in your resume, so you have the open source experience, and also you can share it. And DSA learning is just like daily thing, you can do it anywhere, and your job timing is fixed, so try to see if you can find some time daily like that. Okay, Tushar is saying, what are your thoughts about Bank of New York? Good company to work. I don't have any experience working for Bank of New York, so I can't comment. Also, it's very team specific, but I would suggest you go out on Blind. So Blind is a great resource for these type of questions, because you can anonymously ask this question, tag the company that you want to ask this question at, and hope someone working at that company would respond. So that would be my suggestion. Blind is one, then there is Fishbowl. So those two are good. Third one is Reddit, but Reddit is highly unreliable. Then there is also Glassdoor. Sometimes you see Glassdoor reviews and then you can judge on your own. So, but getting review on any particular review website is always like cynical, because many times people who actually go and review at these places are the ones who usually went over and who usually did basically who were like disgruntled by the employee, so their opinion might not be 100% accurate, and that's why I would suggest like Fishbowl and Blind are much better resources. Okay, K saying I'm in 4th sem. Can I parallelly manage DSN? Of course, man. You are in 4th sem. You still have 4 more semesters. 4 more semesters. It's a very long time. Plus, because you are a student, you don't have much responsibilities except like studying and hanging out with your friends. Try to see if you can find like maybe 1 hour here or 1 hour there, and do work on your DSA and web development. You should be able to quickly do it. Terminator is saying how to get remote jobs by applying at remote positions. Remote jobs are getting fewer and fewer in North America, at least. I don't know about the Indian scene. So many times, even if you do get a remote job, odds are that after a month or 6 months, they might even ask you to come back. So it's always very much like company dependent and team dependent. Don't If you are, because of certain reasons, you can only do remote jobs, then the pool of jobs that you are eligible for is going to be shrunk significantly. We are no longer in the COVID era, and yeah, so the golden age of remote jobs is gone. It might come back, I don't know. No, I haven't checked the NeetCode 250 list, and it's great on NeetCode's part that he created the NeetCode 250 list. But now for this year, fiscal year 2025, I want to focus more on system design and career building. So career building would mean I just mentioned that a good course on resume building and review resumes, LinkedIn, how to build like a great LinkedIn session, and maybe like some things like how to get a job and how to ask for referrals and LinkedIn best practices and things like that. So that's what I'm into this year. Like I would much rather focus on system design now. And yeah, NeetCode 250, it's a great list. I'm pretty sure NeetCode puts a lot of effort on his stuff. Okay, Bhargav is saying that I worked as data engineer for 15 months and very little on Java Spring Boot for few months. I was forced by my senior manager to resign due to my aspiration to study abroad due to visa issues. Okay, I think he might type more. I'll come back to this question. Okay, due to visa issues, I couldn't join university, and meanwhile, I had change of plans to work in India itself. Now, I realize that there are little to no data engineering jobs for zero. I mean, apply for like at least Java Spring Boot based jobs or at least backend developer jobs. Um, Even if you are working as a data engineer, that doesn't mean that you or data scientist, that doesn't mean that you can't work as a backend developer. So if you're desperately looking for a job, at least try to gain more skills and apply for both roles, like data engineer roles and also I would say backend engineer roles. Now also, let's say if there is a job asking for 3 years of experience as a data scientist, I would still suggest at least go and apply. There is no harm in applying for these jobs even if you don't meet the criteria, because you miss 100% of shots that you don't take. So apply at every single company that you can, even if they are asking for like 5 years of experience. What's the worst thing they're going to do? They will just reject your resume. Anyways, if you hadn't applied, they automatically you rejected your resume for that role. So apply a bunch of places, man. Hopefully you get some role as data scientist. If not, don't be shy to learn what's it's called, like backend engineer stuff. Okay, now going back. Okay, Dhruv is asking that भैया सब कर लिया है, जावा स्प्रिंग बूट डेटा साइंस जॉब जो भी कंपनी आती है कैंपस में उसके अकॉर्डिंग रेज्यूमे चेंज करके बैठ जाता हूँ, बट अच्छा ऑफर नहीं मिल रहा. मे बी माई पर्सनैलिटी इज़ नॉट गुड. I don't know, man. Like, I can't comment on someone's personality without knowing them. It's not only about resume. Resume is one thing. Let's say I create great resume. The second question is, when I'm sitting in an interview, can I actually defend my resume and can I actually convince the person that I'm good enough to at least get a job? That's where communication comes into place. That's where your previous projects comes into place and things like that. Now let's assume that your company do actually has placements and they are coming in and they are hiring some people. They're at least hiring your batchmates. Why don't you just go and ask your batchmates that what did you give as an answer, or what did you do differently that landed you the job, or that landed you the chances that at least something positive from the company, and learn from their experience. Most of the people might not even, like, some people would be frank and fair and help you out. Some people would avoid the question saying that yeah, they just asked me this and they just asked me that, and because they don't want to share that information. Okay, fine, let them be. Just at least reach out to everyone who got a job. Also reach out to your seniors. That's an important thing, because there would be a senior who was exactly in your situation, who was not able to get a job. Reach out to him that why he did not get the job, and don't just say that hey, why didn't you get the job, but ask it differently, that hey, I'm going through this, I'm not getting the job, what should I do? And they would say that man, I was in the same situation and this is what happened with me and this is how I did it. Or he would lead out saying that yeah, this person was in my batch and he suffered through the same thing and this is what he did. So I would only suggest that just reach out to different people for the experience and see what do they say. Okay, saying how to remove addiction and focus on learning. Just be motivated and be self-disciplined. That there is no other way. And many times you lose discipline because you are just too tired or you don't want to do it. It's just a matter of personal motivation. Now, how to remove addiction, I don't know. Like I suffered with, I'm heavily prone towards addiction. I'm addicted to a lot of things like games, video games, movies, and TV series, and this and that and whatnot. I was able to get away from addiction because I got married and I had kids and I had a lot of responsibility. But when I had no responsibilities, I was actually more addicted towards a lot of things. So I don't know how to tell you. I would say at least like At least just keep learning even with the addiction, and then try to see if you can reduce the addiction daily. F1 is saying, what is included in a 60 hours course? Is it paid? Okay, number one thing, I will never do something that is paid. I will always put my stuff available for free on YouTube, either on my channel or on Free Code Camp, because that is also like a community driven challenge. So that's the number one thing. It is not going to be paid, it's going to be free. Number two thing, in the 60-hour course, I'm going to cover every single thing that is needed for you to complete any single technical interview. That's it. If you do those 60 hours, your technical interview preparation is done. Now, if you can solve every single question on Lead Code, I doubt it unless doing it by yourself. So you will have to do like self work and self practice. But in those 60 hours, you would cover 80% of everything there is to know about technical interviews. That's it. So that's what my aim is. I will walk through that, what technical interview is, how to do it, what are the topics, questions, concerns, what is like space complexity, time complexity, how to give answers, how should be your communication style, your thinking process, how would you convey your methods towards your interviewers, why did we do this versus that, what is like different topics like and also advanced topics like 2D dynamic programming or advanced graph problems. I'm going to cover every single thing in that 60-hour course, and that would be for free. So I don't have time right now to do it, but when it would be done, I can guarantee you that you won't have to pay for any other DSA course ever. And this course is going to be available for free because I want to help the person who does not have money to pay for the courses. If you have money to pay for the courses, that's great. Maybe spend that money somewhere you like or help someone else. But my course is going to be for free. Okay, Lyric World is saying that, hello, can you tell me how to get a job as a fresher in software developer role? Which tools and languages is required? Which programming language? How much DSA? What kind of projects and skills? I mean, man, it's a very vague question. Number one thing. Number two thing, DSA is very much dependent on the company you are applying for. Many small scale companies don't even care about DSA. They only care, do you know Java, or do you know Python, or do you know .NET? So that's number one thing. Number two thing, in terms of language, pick any object oriented programming language, be it .NET, be it Java, be it C#. I'm pretty sure that there are jobs available in each one of them, and they are not different from each other. I would say pick a tech stack, see on the LinkedIn what jobs do you find more, and if you find more like Java jobs and you are more comfortable with Java, try to do like Java and Spring Boot and connect it with different database and see how it works. Now, in terms of tools, you need a language, you need a framework, and then you need a way to connect with DB and deploy and run your things. Now, when we speak about deploying and running things, it means somewhere down the line we are talking about version control. So that's like GitHub or Bitbucket or Git or whatever. And then we are talking about a way to build your code and deploy it through pipelines. So that includes some DevOps stuff. So I would suggest to like this should be your approach, and then having a good resume and applying it a bunch of places. And also in terms of skills, don't ignore communication skills, because you need to convey person in the interview that you can convey your thoughts efficiently. That doesn't mean having great command over English or Hebrew or Hindi. It's just like making sure that you are the person who understands the question and who communicates like efficiently, because that's pretty important skill. Okay, I already answered. Man, 4 month career gap is not that much, and you can actually pretty much explain saying that I wanted to go to abroad, but because the country changed the rules, or my university my visa got cancelled, or because of some family reason I had to change and couldn't go to foreign. Now I decided to stay here. So I just gave an answer about someone who probably had a career gap of like 6-7 years, and he was still applying for to get a job, and you only have like a 4 month career gap. So I don't think it's huge. Okay, Terminator is saying that, sir, are you going to make a playlist related to system design, and how can someone practice low level design? I'm going to make the playlist, and I'm going to make sure to include like low level design, high level design, and overall like concepts of system design. So I'll do it in fiscal year 2025. So I still have like 11 months to go, but I will do it this year. And meanwhile, if you can't wait 11 months, of course you should not be. There are a bunch of different like famous YouTubers who have done a pretty good job in system design world. I want to combine all of them in just one video, so like high level design and low level design, because it's tough to find that resource. That's what I have personally felt like. How much system design is required for SD1 role? Like my assumption is very little, but I just saw some comments in this live stream, people saying that they got asked decent level of system design question even in their SD1 role. So I don't know what to make of it, but I would just say at least have the basic idea on how different things work, like some DB database concepts and some things about how different like networking things work, and how you can do like load balancing techniques, different system design concepts in terms of like different like ELTs, so reliability and scalability, and this availability and network throughput, and how you can maintain that, and consistency and asset property and things like that. So like SQL and NoSQL DB, those are the kind of things I would suggest that you at least have some information on. Can we make projects by using DSA? Yeah, of course, man. If you can find something interesting that how you are going to use DSA in your project, you can make a project where you actually create a website or a mobile application where someone can just feed in bunch of random numbers, and you show them like 5 different ways of sorting them, and show time based comparison that how quickly each approach work. Or you can generate a random data set that is, let's say, 50,000 values. They are random values, and if you have to sort these 50,000 values, if you use like bubble sort, it happens in this much time, or if you use like quick sort, it happens in this much time, and things like that. That's a great project where you are showcasing your project building skills with DSA. So yeah, it can be done. It's just how you are going to do it. Lyrics World is saying that the DSA playlist which was provided by you is enough to crack any technical interview. Thanks, man. List is well structured. Thank you. So happy to help, man. I don't know any technical interview because I haven't covered many topics that I would have covered. That would be covered in my 60-hour course. So number one thing is I haven't explained thought process behind big O. So that's one thing I would suggest that is missing. Apart from that, I covered like majority of topics in that playlist. So I think it should be good for most of the interviews, but it also depends from person to person. If you are someone who can quickly understand the concepts, then it would be good. If not, you might have to do more self practice. Now I'm getting pretty tired, folks. So I'll I'll answer some questions, but it's pretty much like 2:15 a.m. where I'm currently sitting. So I'll try to maybe give more answers for like next 5 minutes, and then I'll end the stream. Next time in the future, I'll start the stream slightly more earlier. Thank you for the course. Have you decided timeline for the course? Like when are you planning to release it approximately? Actually, I plan to release it already. I'm already running late. So I plan to release it. I plan to complete it within like a week. I'm pretty much done with most of the stuff. So now it's just matter of combining everything. So I plan to do it this week. And let's say by the end of first week of February, I complete the course. Now I won't be able to release that whole 60-hour course on my channel because my channel is still small and I can only upload maximum of 12 hours. and I just really wanted to create just one course which covers everything, no matter how long the time is. And that's why I'm going to publish it on Free Code Camp channel. But I will let my channel know as well that I have published it on Free Code Camp, so people can go and check it out over there. So if I submit them on, let's say, February first week, I think it takes 2 to 3 weeks on their part to publish it. So it should be ready by February 3rd week or end of February. So I'll hopefully it should be ready by then. Okay, if you're comfortable in Java, I think Spring Boot is pretty popular. Like, it's overall very widely adopted. So yeah, you can do that. Okay, thanks for the suggestion. I have been upskilling in the backend on top of my existing experience. Been upskilling in the backend on top of my existing backend. Using your video for DSA, they are really good. And yeah, of course, man, always happy to help. Khushi is saying jack of all trades and master of none, or master of one. So, tough question. I would say jack of all trades, especially in IT. Let's say if you are only master in one thing, and what if technology replaces that one thing? What would you do then? Because we have seen technology being replaced very quickly. The only thing you need to do, you can be sure of, the only thing that is going to remain constant in IT is the change. Because we are always going to be updating the technology and updating the changes. Like, the best practices of today are going to be the jokes of future. That, hey, remember back when people used to do this, and that's going to happen. So that's why I would suggest, like, be like jack of all trades at least, and master of some. Not master of one, but master of some. You should have basic understanding about like a lot of things, and then you need to be specialized in like at least 2, 3, 4 things that you know by yourself. And then, because you know other things, you should be able to fluid enough to understand that now let me try to learn this new thing or gain my mastery. Like 3 years back, nobody had any experience about like Gen AI, or they didn't knew that data is going to be this huge in the current job market. And look where we are sitting in, like within a span of 2 years. So who knows what future 2 years might be. Jay saying going to start internship next month. Congratulations, man. Akash is saying that having a career gap of 3 years, how to explain? Can you also make videos about how to add personal project to your resume? That's a good suggestion, man. I'll make a video like this in the future. My personal opinion is I will try to create some personal project which directly has a link. Maybe a link to a website or a link to a mobile application that a person can quickly go ahead and download and see. Because someone checking the resume does not spend more than 90 seconds on a resume. So having a link is going to be really helpful. Very rarely people would go and read all the things that you did in your project. If you just show that, hey, this is the link of the game I created and you can go and check it out, and then below is the all the information that is needed, then it's great. Jay saying that have only done some DSA, have to learn more of dev, kinda cooked. That's fine, man. Joining any company would teach you so many things, and you are not the first person who are only able to complete or get a job only based on DSA. Many people would be like you who are not able to know what to actually do in your job. And that's why internships are important, or that's why jobs are important. In your job, you are going to feel like an imposter. Everyone went through that, and it's normal. Reach out to your seniors and ask for help. If you get stuck, don't feel like if I ask for help, I'm going to look dumb. Just be honest and ask as many questions as you can, because as a junior person or as a fresher, you actually have a luxury of asking as many questions as you want without being judged upon. So if you ask more questions, they would actually teach you more, and they would feel that you have the curiosity to learn. They would not think that you are just too dumb to understand on your own. So yeah, just ask more questions. Okay, Tushar, I'm creating a 60-hour course that is going to cover everything there is to know about technical interviews. and in that course I'm going to solve about 185 questions, so lead code problems. I'm going to cover maybe like, I think it's 20-ish topics. So what I would do is, first I would pick a topic, explain what that topic is, what is the pattern, how does it looks like, when to work on it, and then I would explain bunch of lead code problems associated with that topic. Afterwards, I would do it with the next topic, and that's what the 60-hour course is. Now, with the my purpose with this 60-hour course is that any person who does not have money to buy courses should be able to go on my course and just be prepared for their interview. And I'm doing it for the person studying in like tier 4 college, or a person who has to provide for like 10 people and does not have financial means to spend $10 or 100 rupees or 1000 rupees on buying a course. I'm doing it for them, so that's why this course is going to be available for free. Yeah, so that's what the 60-hour course is. Okay, yeah, happy to help, man. Okay, folks, so I'm pretty much done. Thank you so much for attending this live stream. Once again, I would say that this is the email address I have where you can send me your resume, and I will create a live stream this week sometime where I will go ahead and review all of these resumes. So this is the email address. Feel free to send it. Just make sure that you remove your personal information like your phone number or your email address, so people don't actually like harass you in that regard, and you don't want to dox yourself. But yeah, apart from that, feel free to send out your resume if you want to do it. I'll do the resume review live stream sometime in this upcoming week. Okay. Okay, one last question. What is the portion of personal projects and fake experience one needs to add in their one-page resume if they need to break into dev role, if they do not have production code, produce code? I don't, honestly, man, I personally don't condone adding fake experience. But yeah, you can add as many personal projects as you want as long as they are interesting. So please at least try to be authentic, and see if you can do it that way. If you don't have experience working for a company, see if you can gain your experience by doing internships, volunteer work, or contributing to open source projects, because that also looks good on your resume. That would be my suggestion. Okay, folks, till then, I'll end the stream now. It's almost like 2:20 a.m. where I'm currently sitting, so feeling pretty tired and going to sleep. See you.